Hey everybody, this is Rustin with Metalholic, and with us, James Malone of Arsis, Va Beach Boys. How you doing, brother?
Doing good. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing absolutely wonderful. It's almost the weekend, time for some great metal. And of course, you guys have the brand new album that's coming out next Tuesday. Well, a week from Tuesday, I guess it is now, isn't it? So
yeah,
we're getting close. I want to talk about the new album, of course, but if it's cool by you, I'd like to backtrack a little bit first.
All right.
Last year, 2012, was sort of a unique year for the band. Your co-founder, Mike Van Dyne, stepped down to focus on his career, and Nick Cordle joined Arch Enemy. Were you sort of taken by surprise by all that? What was going on for you?
No, not at all. I was super happy for Nick when he got the audition for Arch Enemy. I was really pulling for him to get that gig. I mean, it's such a good opportunity for him. And,
absolutely.
Lord knows he deserved it. So I was like super happy about that. And as far as Mike goes, like it was not a shock. So no hard feelings on my end at all about that. So it was what it was. we pushed through it. So yeah.
Was there even a moment of consideration that you wouldn't continue to move forward as Arsis?
No, not at all.
Cool.
No, because Mike had left the band before in 2006.
Right.
And we had done quite a bit of touring with different drummers for quite a number of years before he returned around 2009, 2010. So doing Arsis without him was never I don't know. Does that sound weird? Maybe it does. No. I don't know. No, I never really thought, oh man, I need to throw in the towel now. So.
Well, and we're glad you didn't, because you guys you continue to make wonderful stuff. Last year as well, you guys also did the EP, the special EP Leper's Caress through Scion AV. How'd that come about?
It was really very short notice for that. We had just completed tracking Unwelcome, and we're in the mixing process for that, and we got the email from Zion that they were interested in having us do an EP, but they wanted it to be able for them to release it to coincide with the Sonata Arctica tour that we did in December. And with that being said, the deadline that we had to set up was like, all right, well, we have 3 weeks to write and record this thing. Can we do it? Like, to get it done on time. So yeah, we were like a little scared, to be honest with you. It was like, man, we just finished an album. I don't know if getting an EP's worth of material together at the moment is going to be like super feasible, but we managed to do it. We did re-record some older stuff on there. There's some brand new tracks on it as well. But yeah, everybody just we all banded together, put our heads together, and got through it somehow. And it came out pretty cool. So I'm glad we did it. Absolutely,
it made a lot of the top EP of the year lists for last year, including ours. So but
awesome, man. Thank you.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. And you just mentioned the tour you did. That was such a strange combination to see on tour, Sonata Arctica with Arsis. How did that come about, that you guys were on such a unique tour like that?
We got the offer like last August to do the tour, and we were all kind of like, I don't know, that's really weird. I think initially there was a third band pitch on the package that kind of made it make a little bit more sense. They ended up not doing the tour, but it was definitely kind of like, wow, it's going to be strange. But we've done tours with bands that I didn't think would necessarily fit with stylistically in the past. We did quite a few tours with metalcore, deathcore bands,
right?
Stuff like that I didn't think we necessarily belonged touring with either. Metal fans can be open, so we just kind of went with it, and just made the most of it. So it came out pretty. It was a good experience. I'm glad we did it.
Well, and at the end of the day, it all comes down to whether or not the music is good, and Arsis is a phenomenal band. So
well, thank you. And Sonata Arctica, I mean, they are all phenomenal musicians as well.
Oh, yeah.
I think Tony's an amazing singer. I don't see how he is spot on every night. Just really good sound, and I had never really listened to that much Sonata Arctica. I really hadn't listened to too much melodic metal since I was in high school, and that was Crimson Glory and Queensryche and stuff like that.
Right.
So I was since about 1998, I hadn't really been into too much melodic metal, so I wasn't super familiar with Sonata Arctica, but I was really quite impressed. So yeah, really good band.
You guys are going to be releasing your 5th studio album, Unwelcome, on the 30th. Where are you taking us with this record relative to the previous efforts?
This one, to me, anyway, I don't know how it's comes across to an outside listener, but to me, anyway, just from my feeling like behind the album, it's the closest thing to like a Celebration of Guilt or a Diamond Pearl Disease that we've done since. To me, like I was just super focused when we were working on the material. I felt like really good, really strong about the material. It's technical, yes. I don't think it's as overly technical like We Are the Nightmare. I think a lot of songwriting was compromised on that album. But it definitely has that like brutal, technical, urgent aspect that album has. But I think it also has like some of the catchier elements as well. So I think it's all around. It's a pretty good, kind of just summarizes what Arsis is. So I'm really happy with the way it came out.
Well, and this was the first full-length album for Sean Priest and Brandon Ellis. How did their presence impact the creation of the record?
Oh, a lot actually. Sean, we have played with off and on since 2008.
Right.
He's done numerous tours for the band since then. So we were well familiar with his playing and personality and all that stuff. And Sean is just such a beast of a player. Like, there's not too many things that you can throw at Sean that he can't do. So I didn't have any sort of limitations. I never had to ask myself, like, oh, is this riff going to be like too quick for him? Like, is he going to be able to come up with something to complement this, or do I need to back it off? Or, there's like no concern whatsoever. Or, it's just knowing that he was going to write like good parts too for all of the music.
Well, how does the songwriting process sort of work in Arsis? Is it pretty much you bringing everything in done, or did you come in with ideas and stuff and put it all together as a band, or?
This album, this is probably the most like group participation that we've had like for any Arsis album, to be honest with you. Like, there were a couple of songs that I pretty much completed on my own, but for the most part, like I would have like a general idea of like how I wanted things to go, and then bring it in, and then like Noah and I would sit down and tear it apart, and Noah would add his touches to it. Noah even sent over quite a few riffs that inspired like entire songs. Sean sent over drum ideas that inspired songs. So everybody really kind of had their hand in the writing of this album.
Excellent. Now, obviously, it's the first song on the album, but is there a story behind the title, or did you just happen to think, okay, this is pretty cool, we'll just take this song and make that the title?
Yeah, I think I probably had the title before I actually had the song. I don't know, I just thought it sounded like foreboding and cool, but simple and not like, I was trying to overly complicate, like, sound smarter than I am. So I was just like, yeah, Unwelcome.
Now, I know you're proud and love all the songs on the album, but are there one or two songs on Unwelcome that perhaps resonate with you a little bit more than the others?
I really do like Scorn Star quite a bit. I think that's a really good song. Wow.
It's hard picking between your children, isn't it?
yeah, no, definitely. The title track, I think, is a pretty strong song as well. There's a song called Martyr Morning that I feel is pretty awesome. It's probably my favorite overall Arsis album, so it's kind of hard for me to choose too much.
Well, it's still so fresh, right? In hindsight, you'll be able to look back and go, these are the ones I liked the most, and
Yeah.
Now, you guys just finished, I believe, doing the recording the Scorn Star video, correct?
Yeah, just a couple weeks ago. We shot that in Virginia Beach. It was a lot of fun.
And what was that process like? Was it different than the ones you've done before? Did you do anything unusual fans can look forward to?
Yeah, we did. We had about 4 or 5 different special effects people working with us. I had 50 gallons of fake blood. I forget how many pounds of like raw meat. We did like an open casting call for different people to come out and participate in the video. It was just like the best party ever. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Nice. Now, Arsis has been around for over a decade, but there's still a lot of people out there who aren't that familiar with the band yet, and especially not with you. Do you mind telling us a little bit about how you came to choose music as your path? Maybe when you had that moment of epiphany that's what you wanted to do and everything?
I'd always loved music ever since I was 5 years old. I've been a fan of metal in particular. Started playing violin at age 10 when I was a teenager. Just really took an interest in guitar and music theory. ended up taking college courses while I was still in high school, and graduated high school early to go to music school. I don't know. It was always kind of like the only thing I was ever super passionate about, to get behind 100%. So even from a young age, probably from, like 5 years old, like, just a big interest in music.
And who were sort of the people that you looked up to or wanted to emulate when you sort of picked that up?
I was really into King Diamond and Merciful Fate quite a bit. As guitar playing guys like Paul Gilbert, Jason Becker, those type of guys. When I got into more brutal music, like John Nodvice from Dissection was like a huge influence. I just thought he was badass. Yeah, guys like that.
Have you checked out the new Volbeat album yet? The song that they did with King Diamond?
I did. They did. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It's very Volbeat wrote a Merciful Fate song. So.
You always get a little bit scared when you hear that Volbeat and King Diamond. What the hell?
I know. I was never the biggest fan of Volbeat, but hey, they pulled it off pretty well. So
what are you into outside of music and family, of course?
Oh man, well I work a lot. I work for Parks and Rec. Yeah, really into jogging, exercising. Big movie buff. I was into a lot of different types of movies and that sort of stuff. So,
any particular favorites or genres that you really sort of are keen on, or?
Really retarded comedies and horror movies, 80s horror comedy to be specific, like Fright Night, Vamp, like those kind of movies. I just absolutely love them.
My stepbrother does films. He's a director and a writer. He did Jeepers Creepers and that movie Powder, and so.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
so that's your brother?
My stepbrother.
Your stepbrother? Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yes.
It was always his goal to make horror movies where it wasn't just about blood and guts to create the dramatic. He wanted to build the tension, So
yeah. That's crazy. Jeepers Creepers was actually a really good movie. The first one, anyway. I'm not sure if he was involved in the sequels or not.
Yeah, so, he was involved with the sequel. Although I think that was sort of like the record label. Listen to me. The movie studio said, "We want another one. Make it, whether you like it or not." So
yeah,
but
no, that's crazy. Well, I'll tell you about their own fan of his work. So yeah.
So what's the hot topic of conversation in the band this week besides the new album coming out?
Just getting ready for tour. It's kind of like, what do we need to remember to do? What haven't we done? Like, merchandise is ordered. What parts does Brandon still need to learn? Like, the older material. Like, do I need to tab anything out for that? Just trying to find time to practice with my full-time work schedule. That sort of stuff. Yeah.
And you guys are going to be going out with Hypocrisy, Crew Soon, and Aborted, correct?
Yes.
That's going to be a pretty sick tour. Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be awesome. So.
And you're slipping in at the end of that. You're slipping in some headline dates. It looks like.
Yeah, we're doing quite a few dates between the tour ends in San Antonio, Texas, and then we have to play the Scion Rock Festival in Memphis on June 1st. So we just, instead of flying, Sean was on the West Coast, right. So it just kind of instead of like flying him all the way home, just to fly him back out 8 or 9 days later, it just kind of makes sense for us to fill in and play some shows and do a little bit more touring in between the two stops. Kind of make everything a little more worthwhile.
So before we get out of here, just totally pointless question of the week. What pop culture trend or person would you eradicate right now if you could?
Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm going to say it really is like a toss-up between the YOLO t-shirts and the Are You Mad Bro? Like stuff. I don't know like why that bothers me so much, but it does. Yeah, I'm just like, really? Like, man, it really just seems like an excuse for people to like, I don't know, go out and just be terrible people. So, yeah.
Perfect. James Malone, Arsis, the new album Unwelcome, out April 30th on Nuclear Blast, hitting the road in May with Hypocrisy and Aborted. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. The new album is fantastic, and hopefully we'll get a chance to see you out on the road.
Yes, no, definitely.